at 13609 Glen Savage Farm Road, and that's in Mount Savage. There's a petition that's currently being handed out now. I would like to present this petition that supports the hiring of a candidate for the shelter manager position who espouses the no-kill philosophy. This petition was posted on the Care2 website and has 1,151 signatures from around the community. Many Marylanders and Allegheny County residents have voiced their desire to support this petition, and I'd like to highlight some of the comments. Ivy Smith quoted St. Francis of Assisi, "If you have men who will exclude any of God's creatures from the shelter of compassion and pity, you will have men who will deal likewise with their fellow men." Gail Hall, who is one of the current volunteers working down at the shelter, she noted, "Our strong pool of volunteers support this and will continue to support this through deed." Mario Rodriguez commented, "I believe there are more humane methods to reduce dog and cat population." And Mr. Rodriguez is right. There are more humane methods. Now, there are happy endings that are occurring in Allegheny County's shelter right now. There have only been 4 euthanasias since November 29th, 2010, and all of them have been due to behavioral or extreme illnesses. The shelter has had a tremendous outpouring of public support since then. There has been a new army of about 50 volunteers that have stepped forth and have come out to help and support the shelter. Fostering has started. The number of animals that are being transported to different rescues is actually skyrocketing right now, and adoptions are setting new records in Allegheny County. Local vets are stepping up, and they're willing to provide either low-cost or free assistance to the animals. Area residents are taking up this cause as well. Carol Cox noted, "If you are concerned about overrun, please know that there are a dozen or so 501c3 animal rescue groups in the area who will help all that we can." Sherry Loomis, who is currently fostering Lady, one of the dogs that are available for adoption at the shelter, commented on her signature, "Sharing a more humane philosophy and seeing the good in all is important to teach parents and children and all residents in Allegheny County. Also, we need to work together to volunteer and support an infrastructure that heals, trains, and spays and neuters all animals." Joyce DeMonbrun commented, "I believe this is possible. We are a community." David Doyle noted, "A no-kill shelter to me makes the most sense. There are a lot of people that are in favor of it as much as I do that live in Cumberland and the surrounding area." Jennifer Glotfelty marked, "Because I used to work there, this almost makes me cry. It was always told that this wasn't possible, and now we're trying to make it happen." Jessica Kearns commented, "As a former resident and volunteer at the shelter, I think it's time that Allegheny County made the transition that most shelters have made across the country. My current county of residence, Tompkins County, New York, is a shining example of what can be accomplished with very little funding, but amazing amounts of compassion and dedication. No-kill is no longer just an alternative to shelter operations. Tompkins County is one of the many shining examples of how no-kill can work. They have been no-kill since 2001 and have a 100% trap, neuter, and release rate. They have 93% save rate for all dogs and cats who came through their doors. They have an open admission policy providing all impoundment and sheltering services within the county while ensuring that the entire community is no-kill." I'd like to finish out with my favorite poem. It reminds me of why I do what I do as an animal advocate, and I'm sure that everyone who is involved with this movement will understand as well. It's called "I Rescued a Human Today." "I rescued a human today. Her eyes met mine as she walked down the corridor, peering apprehensively into the kennels. I felt her need instantly and knew that I had to help her. I wagged my tail, not too exuberantly, so she wouldn't be afraid. As she stopped at my kennel, I blocked her view from a little accident I had in the back of my cage. I didn't want her to know that I hadn't been walked today. Sometimes the shelter keepers get too busy, and I didn't want her to think poorly of them. As she read my kennel card, I hoped that she wouldn't feel sad about my past. I only have the future to look forward to, and I want to make a difference in someone's life." She got down on her knees and made little kissy sounds at me. I shoved my fingers and the side of my head up against the bars to comfort her. Gentle fingertips caressed my neck. She was desperate for companionship. A tear fell down her cheek, and I raised my paw to assure her that all would be well. Soon my kennel door opened, and her smile was so bright that I instantly jumped into her arms. I would promise to keep her safe. I would promise to always be by her side. I would promise to do everything I could to see that radiant smile and sparkle in her eyes. I was so fortunate that she came down my corridor. So many more are out there who haven't walked the corridors. So many more that have to be saved. At least I could save one. I rescued a human today. Today and every day, humans as well as their companion animals should be rescued. This is not something that we can only dream of in Allegheny County, but with the proper public support, government and professional support included, this is something that can be accomplished. The first step is hiring a shelter manager that espouses no kill. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sweitzer.